Hey everyone, ready for something different? Today we're looking at something called equine-assisted therapy, or ET for short.
Eat, yeah.
It uses horses to help people in therapy.
Uh-huh.
And get this, it's been around since the 1960s.
Wow. That's longer than I would have thought.
I know, right? Today we're going to specifically look at how it can help with addiction recovery. We'll be drawing on your expertise, of course, and some great insights from Rolling Hills Recovery Center.
Oh, yeah, Rolling Hills. They actually use this type of therapy with their clients, so that's a great resource.
Definitely. So to kick things off, can you tell us a little bit about how horses can actually be therapeutic partners? It sounds kind of wild at first.
Well, horses are prey animals, right? So they have this incredible sensitivity to their surroundings and everything around them.
Oh, that makes sense. Like they always have to be on the lookout for danger.
Exactly. And because of that, they've evolved to pick up on even the subtlest changes like body language, breathing, even your energy.
Wow, so they're really tuned in.
Oh, yeah. It's like they have this built-in radar for sensing human emotions, sometimes even before we understand them ourselves.
That's amazing.
Hmm.
And Rolling Hills really emphasizes how horses offer this non-judgmental presence, which they say is so important for people in addiction recovery who might be dealing with a lot of shame or fear of judgment.
Absolutely. Feeling judged can be a huge barrier to healing. But with horses, there's this sense of acceptance, They don't care about your past. They just respond to you in that moment.
Yeah, like they're offering this safe space to just be yourself. No pressure to explain or defend your actions.
Right.
Rolling Hills uses this interesting word, mirror.
Oh, yeah.
They talk about how horses reflect our emotions back at us, helping us to see ourselves more clearly.
It's powerful, isn't it? Think about it. If you're tense or anxious, the horse might mirror that, like by becoming restless. Or if you're holding back emotionally, the horse might seem kind of distant. It's like they're holding up a mirror to what's going on inside.
Whoa, so it's instant feedback.
Pretty much.
He can't hide from it. And there's a counselor at Rolling Hills, Lynn Moore, who specializes in this type of therapy. She says that horses offer this really unique nonverbal feedback, something you don't always get in traditional talk therapy. She actually says, horses mirror human feelings. They give us no verbal clues, so people can take most hints and better understand themselves.
That's so true. And that's where the therapist comes in to help the client understand what's going on, what the horse's behavior might be saying about their own emotional state.
So it's a team effort, the horse, the therapist, and the client.
Yeah, like a partnership. The horse becomes this, catalyst for self-discovery. And the therapist is there to guide the process.
So it's not just hanging out with horses, you're actively engaging with them, paying attention to their every move.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The focus is on interacting on the ground level, building a relationship through activities like grooming, leading, or even just spending quiet time together.
Interesting. So you're not riding them.
Not usually. It's more about being present with the horse, observing their behavior, and noticing how you feel when you're with them.
Like a dance, almost.
In a way, yeah. And it's in those subtle interactions that the real magic happens, the insights, the breakthroughs.
Okay, so this all sounds really interesting, but how does this actually work, in practice? Can you give us like a concrete example, maybe, of how a horse might reflect someone's struggles with addiction?
Okay, sure. Let's say you have a client who's struggling with denial, right? Maybe they know they have a problem, but emotionally they're not quite there yet.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I can see how that could be a big hurdle in recovery.
Definitely. So in a session, this client might try to force the horse to do what they want, and then they get frustrated when the horse doesn't cooperate.
Interesting. So it's like they're trying to control the situation, just like they might try to control their addiction.
Exactly. And horses are sensitive. They're going to pick up on that energy and might resist or even move away.
Oh, wow. So the horse is giving them instant feedback.
Yeah, it can be a real wake-up call for the client, They see how this need for control is actually pushing everyone away, even the horse.
That's pretty powerful. It's like the horse is showing them what's going on inside.
Right. And then the therapist can help them connect the dots between their behavior with the horse and their behavior in life.
So it's not just about the horse. It's about understanding yourself
Yeah,
through the horse.
you got it. And from there, the therapist can start to work with the client on, healthier coping mechanisms and better ways of interacting with others.
It's fascinating, this whole idea of learning from horses.
Yeah.
Speaking of learning, what kinds of skills can people actually develop through this kind of therapy? It can't just be about recognizing patterns, right?
Oh, no, absolutely not. It's much more than that. Horses are so tuned in to nonverbal communication. So clients naturally become more aware of their own body language. They might start to notice how their posture or their tone of voice or even their breathing affects the horse.
Like they get feedback on their vibe.
Exactly. And once they're more aware, they can start to change it. Maybe they approach the horse with a calmer energy or learn to set better boundaries.
And those are skills you can use anywhere, right? Like at work, in relationships, all kinds of situations.
Absolutely. It's about communicating more effectively, regulating your emotions, building trust. Those are skills that are valuable for everyone, not just people recovering from addiction.
Yeah, that's so true. I'm curious, though, are there any other mental health challenges where this could be helpful? I mean, we've been focusing on addiction, but it seems like this could have broader applications.
Oh, for sure. Like someone struggling with anxiety, they could learn to manage their stress, through breathing exercises and grounding techniques. Being around the horse can be incredibly calming.
Yeah, I can see that. Like the horse helps you regulate your nervous system.
Exactly. Or someone with trauma. The whole process of building trust with a horse can be really healing for them. Horses can sense when someone's holding back, when they don't feel safe. And by gently pushing those boundaries, the horse can actually help that person learn to trust again.
Wow, that's incredible. So the horse is almost like a teacher, showing them that it's okay to be vulnerable.
It is. It's really amazing to witness. And, more research is definitely needed to fully understand how this all works. But the stories we hear and the research that is out there, it suggests this could be a really transformative experience for lots of different people.
So the science is still catching up, but the results speak for themselves.
It seems that way. And I think one of the things that's so powerful about equine therapy is that it's not just talking about your problems, it's about experiencing them, feeling them in your body, and learning new ways to respond in the moment.
So it takes therapy out of the office and into the world.
Yes, it becomes this real embodied experience. And for many people, that's the key to unlocking that deeper healing and making real lasting change.
It sounds like equine therapy really does offer this incredible blend of, emotional and physical connection, creating this feedback loop that's, well, pretty powerful. But are there any downsides? Anything we should be aware of? Like, are there any risks or limitations?
Mm, that's a good question. Like with any therapy, it's not going to be a good fit for everyone. It's important to work with a therapist who can really assess your individual needs and make sure it's the right approach.
So it's not like a cure-all, a magic.
And you have to remember that horses, that they're powerful animals, right? I mean, generally they're gentle and responsive, but there's always that element of risk. So having good safety protocols in place is really crucial. And the therapist needs to be well trained in both like horsemanship and human psychology, both sides of the coin.
Right. Respecting the horse, but also understanding how their behavior can help us understand ourselves. It sounds like for the people who are a good fit for this type of therapy, the benefits can be huge.
Yeah, they really can. And one of the most exciting things about this is the potential for long-term growth. Lynn Moore, the counselor we were talking about earlier, she said something that really stuck with me. She said, "It all comes together when you observe animals. A safe place can then be used to practice the new skills that you have learned. It can also help you open yourself up and reflect in various situations, depending on what's going on down the road with you."
So it's not just about putting out fires, it's about giving people tools they can use to handle whatever life throws at them.
Exactly. Building resilience, self-awareness, emotional intelligence, these are things we can all benefit from. Not just in tough times, it helps you in every aspect of life.
Well, we've definitely learned a lot about horses today, but this whole conversation has really made me think about us, about humans too. If horses can sense our deepest emotions, what does that say about how we connect, with each other?
That's a really interesting question. It makes you wonder, could we all learn to be more present, more attuned to each other without judgment, like horses are?
Yeah. Maybe if we could all learn to listen a little deeper, we could create more of those safe spaces for each other.
I love that. Maybe that's what horses are trying to show us, our own capacity for empathy and connection and healing.
That's a beautiful thought. Well, I think that about wraps up our exploration of equine-assisted therapy. What an incredible journey. I hope everyone listening has learned something new today.
Me too. It's been a real pleasure talking about this with you. And hey, if horses can teach us to be more present, more authentic, more compassionate, Imagine the possibilities.